Hello, friends, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. It's patch day. The patch is live. I'm here. I may or may not have spent about 35 minutes a couple of days ago deciding which glamour to actually use, and I've gone back to this shirt that I know a surprising number of people don't like. I'm not a big YouTube channel, and the Final Fantasy stuff tends to be my most popular, but every time I've worn this particular shirt, people have been like, oh, you're wearing that. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Sorry. I do have a backup outfit, though. My backup outfit, should I... No. Can't apply glamour plates there, so you're stuck. It's patch day. I have made sure that the hair mod that I use is installed, so we're not going to have horribly pixely hair. It's the only mod that I use in this game. Just gives a little bit of kind of clarity to the hair. I've also installed the new graphics options. It's not in that one, is it? It's in system config, graphics, and the settings here for UI resolution, which changes made for the PlayStation 5 beta. 4K graphics. Everything's been upscaled and so on and so forth. I don't think it'll make a huge amount of difference. What I'm really hoping it changes, and I've got no way of checking, I'm hoping it changes the duty complete thing, because that's been looking a little bit low res for a while now. Anyway, we're here. We've got Alizé and Alphino. Do you guys have anything to say? Oh yes, in the face of this new draconic threat, we would indeed benefit from Estinian's presence. A lot more than you would for mine. Yet I cannot help but wonder how Kryl and Tataru intend to locate him. They certainly seem confident, however. They've got a direct line to Estinian. I've no idea. Unto the breach. Alizé is waiting patiently for the return of certain scions. Not least of all, you. Good news, Temujin. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Nod. First nod of the patch. I'm always tempted to start a nod counter, and then I realise just how much work that would be. And I'm a lazy video editor, you probably noticed. Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Hi, Thancred. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. Well, that's a surprise, because you're bloody useless. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alizé, Graha, and Temujin. And I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back. Now, I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raban and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then perhaps you would do the same for us. Indeed. It was just as Lise said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the Illrid, however, were notable by their absence. Illrid? Oh, the third! Nerva and the Third Legion were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Van Daniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. Head tilt. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception. The Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Transform it? Into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet, as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sights of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchange between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed. Or tempered. Is this where Ravana's going to pull in? From the dungeon? Because that's the Nath hive mind might be something at work there. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Van Daniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Nod. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Baban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back. I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend. What are you up to, Stola? Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. Nods. Many nods. Oh, yes, that is definitely higher resolution. It's obviously been AI upscaled, which they did say it was going to be, but it's definitely better than it was. Right, you'll notice, by the way, that the PlayStation 5 controllers now also workable on this. Not that I can remember how to actually use a PlayStation 5 controller for a lot of things. It's been a while. Is there a way? There is a way of hiding the log window. Just gotta find it. Yes, I've been trying to get used to the way the controller works for ages now. But with the PlayStation 5 beta and stuff, I figured, well, now is really a good time to try and get used to how things actually work. There's people here. Ali! The Royal Menagerie is still closed to civilians. Van Daniel and his pets certainly left their mark. I wonder if there have been any developments regarding the Amalja abductions. It can be no mere coincidence that the incidents began occurring just as the towers first appeared. Yes, because it's an Amalja dungeon, isn't it? Although I was only in Revenant's Toll a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Flamine. Spring water only. It been a flying visit. Thanks for that extra information. Urianger, I feel like you're in here somewhere. It's almost like it's patch day and there's a load of people. Give me voice acting. My friends, much and I can't. How do I do Urianger's voice? My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we, to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome? Wow, gentle ribbing. Well, if it isn't Alphonse and his merry band. Ah! I've forgotten your name. Arnvold. Yes, him. It's been... When did we last see Arnvold? That was in Stormblood, wasn't it? Whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. Thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Ellison are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Random lore drops. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Okay. It was not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions. Their Moonbreeder towered over me nonetheless. Moonbreeder. Arnvold brings out the best in Alphinaud, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. What is this character building? So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, for Dola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Eh? Give you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? Shiny armor. On the subject of shiny armor, I read in an interview about the PS5 beta that the team are actively looking into finally upscaling and upgrading textures. There's only one, well, there's several issues, but one big issue is that a lot of the old, like the really old stuff, the textures would not upscale very well. So what they'll do about that, I don't know. It sounds like they might actually have to redo some assets, and they'll have to apportion time for that. But I've been saying for probably 3 years now, realistically, 4 years maybe even, the game is desperately in need of 4K textures. Check out Alfie's hair here. That's a mod. And I appreciate that I'm in danger of getting my account banned for modding the game, but realistically, the hair textures in the game are awful. And just I can look past a lot of the kind of slight skin issues that a lot of the characters have got, but the hair is so obviously terrible. But yeah, outfit textures especially. A lot of the terrain, those blocks in the top right-hand corner, for example, look passable at a distance. And FF14 is very much a game that looks great at a distance, but so much of it is spent in these cutscenes where you're really up close to the characters, and therefore all of the issues. I mean, the Crystal Exarch version of Grahad, the actual crystalline bits of him were so badly done. I mean, you could see what they were going for, and from a distance it looked fine, but up close in the cutscenes it was just big blocky pixels. And I'm on a soapbox again, aren't I? Sorry. Main story. If Fidola was going with him, that must mean something to do with the resonance? My apologies. As Arnvold rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it. Alphinaud's as bad as me for procrastination and getting distracted. No, he's not. I'm worse. So much worse. Give me voice acting.
Ere we begin,
Excellent.
I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
I was just trying to make out whether that was a different voice actress from before, but it isn't.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Urianger sounds different. Although, to be fair, I do have a very specific version of how Urianger sounds in my head from I think 2.0, if I'm honest, or 2.x, certainly. They have toned down his overly high fantasy way of speaking over the years. And the actor has, evolved. It's not like the actors that do the VA for FF14 get a lot of work fairly regularly. It's not like they're recording thousands of dialogue lines at one point. They keep coming back to it as the patch works. So it's no real surprise that they do sometimes sound different.
Theatrics. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroid's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy.
You don't get to hear Canisena talk all that often.
'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did...
Oh, we saw that in the cutscene, didn't we?
Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
So they had been tempered.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Yes, Alisaie.
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
So even in this state, Bahamut can temper? Mind you, Lunar Bahamut doesn't have a head, does he? Isn't it just a kind of twisted stump of a neck? Or am I remembering that completely wrong? Could be. Could be. Don't know.
But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
Yeah.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as
Good
the
point.
object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Well, not all that we know, Urianger, but a good chunk of what we know.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered
The
similar
Vanu
losses.
and the Nath.
And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers.
Which is why we saw them in the trailer.
Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
Okay.
The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
Yes. Well done, Graha.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first.
Indeed.
Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Fordola.
What?
Has she done her hair?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
She doesn't look all that pleased.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
I still really like Raban's hair.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
He is Northern. I thought he was.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Alphano is, of course, going to bring up...
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Let's talk outside. If there's one subset of voices that I can do, it's Northern. It is a dialect that dialect that I'm used to. Nod. I do like his armor. I never got that armor set in FF11 or in 14. Ooh, your armor is cool. Oh. Alfie, no. I accept that numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating enemy territory, but to send only 2. Okay, I cannot remember what happened with Fordola. I've got to admit, I think I made it reasonably clear when I was doing the Stormblood stuff that I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of Stormblood as an expansion. So I definitely can't remember what happened with Fordola and why she's working for us now. Now that's out in the open. I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. Now that's a bit too northern, isn't it? That'd be a bit too northern.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolva and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
What formalities?
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan.
Are they setting Arenvold up for a big hero moment?
With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fordola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Aldin gave you a chance to refuse.
Ha! Oh, damn, I missed that. I'm sure they've changed her hair. Didn't it just used to be all red?
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Oh, that's character motivation.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
You're tiny, Alphino. You can't stand in anyone's way. Fist bumping. What? He's got a teeny hand.
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
The most dangerous one, because it's dramatically more appropriate.
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead.
Ah.
There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
I wonder where the dungeon's going to be.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
So is this going to be our
Fordora
motivation?
and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays.
Are they going to get captured and we've got to go in?
We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
And off she goes.
Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
See ya!
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Lies. Damned lies.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it.
Yes.
Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Is that foreshadowing? I suspect that's foreshadowing. And that is motion captured running.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
Don't remember that. I don't remember that at all.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino, for that matter.
Oh no, I think you could probably do better than him.
He's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime.
Might look like he's 12, yeah.
No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try.
They're totally setting him up for a heroic sacrifice here. Have you finished?
They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both.
See, I knew that Fordola was going to be in this, and therefore I probably should have gone and looked up the last stuff that we did with Fordola, but I didn't.
While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Bahamut? Oh. As if by magic.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me?
Hi, Tataru.
It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian.
She sounds so excited.
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut.
Well done, Tataru.
But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
She's just so enthusiastic and exuberant.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard.
Bonanza?
It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Is that the other airship? Hey,
gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
Do we actually point to the right place for the ear? Because that's too high, isn't it? On a normal human.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
We're going on a dragoon hunt. He'll be dead on the floor, surely. Nah.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
When shall we meet again? 6. Where's Mommy Stola gone? She did say. I've forgotten already. Man, my memory's terrible. Once more unto the breach. Whoa, that is a shiny, shiny bow. Okay. That was 30... Was that 30 minutes? It can't possibly have been 30 minutes, but the counter's sitting at 30 minutes. Though I did wax lyrical, didn't I? I know, me. Big surprise. Next time, we will go on to the next quest, which is called Here Be Dragons. Here Be Dragons. That sounds like a fun time. In between episodes, I'm very quickly going to go and read Fordola's wiki entry because I cannot remember what happened, and it's going to bug me if I don't at least have some kind of, this is what was going on with her. Because her saving Arenvold, I know it's been a while since Stormblood, but completely gone. So we'll come back, we'll search for dragons and dragoons, and hopefully I will be a little bit more knowledgeable about Fordola. Thank you very much for joining me, friends. Hope you had enjoyed this little look at the first of the MSQs in 5.5. Can't say I've really offered much in the way of insight and differences, but, it's taken its time getting going. We'll see what the next bit brings. Until then, cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.